Okay guys, everyone be aware, the car's ready to go. Fastest lap so far, well done. Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining. Fastest lap, good job.
qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Leclerc, Russell and Lewis Hamilton. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix. It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of Formula One action. We don't expect too many retirements at this circuit. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here, in particular Ralf Schumacher, who made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. We're northeast of Budapest for the race today then at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Ahmed and Norris, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Bottas and Esteban Ocon, Ricciardo, Gasly, Alex Albon and Tsunoda, Perez. They've taken a grid penalty. Magnussen, Mick Schumacher and Guan Yu Zhou. Vettel and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. With me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Why don't we discuss Red Bull? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within the team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do. And that has definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Okay, now that we've got some good points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish. Focus now for the rest of the race. Make a mistake. DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Car behind by 5/10 a lap. Okay, information on Sainz. Okay, they're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car. Strategy available on the MFD. go, and you're going to be on mediums. Gaps in the car ahead is 2.9 seconds. Okay, we want you to pit this lap, so push now, push. Alexander's coming in for his stop now. Tyre condition still looking good.
And it looks like Williams have made the call to come into the pits, so they'll be hoping for a fast turnaround.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. behind is 26.4 seconds. Nice overtake. 1 seconds. Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps of fuel left. Be aware these tyres need to go the distance. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 33.8 seconds. Okay, gap ahead is 1.8 seconds. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. Boss is going to be happy with that one.
There'll be smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take victory here in Hungary. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they've secured here. So let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. It was not the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Let's focus on driver of the day, Natalie Pinkham. Come on, who do you pick?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. It was a tough race for our championship leaders, who lose ground at the top of the table. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. Well, that certainly was an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.